Hello ladies, I just decided to make a guest appearance to show you how to do your makeup like mine. If you would like to do this tutorial, then definitely make sure to grab your BHCosmetics palette, as many of the more important parts of this tutorial contain colors from this palette. If you would like to learn how to look like me, it's almost impossible, but if you want to try, then stay tuned. And stop asking me if I hit that girl with my phone. I did. So what?
I'm the type of person where I'm happy when I'm in love with someone.
Okay, so this is really more of a skin tutorial. She is super highly highlighted and her skin looks really beautiful and flawless. So basically what I'm going to start off with is a cleansed and moisturized face, and then my next step will be to use a primer, and I'm going to be using the Clear Prep FX from Cover FX. It is a mattifying primer, hopefully you can see that, and it's just going to help to keep my face nice and matte, and it's also going to help to have the makeup go on a lot smoother and stay up there a lot longer. And her makeup appears to be matte all except for the center of her face, and that's pretty much standard with some makeup campaigns, because having a face of glowy makeup all over can add weight, the look of a weightiness to the face, a more round face. So I'm just going to go in and add my primer so my foundation can be matte. And I'm going to make sure to definitely get that in the areas that I get shine, and that's my T-zone area, my forehead, down my nose, and around my face. Okay, so I'm going to give that a few seconds to absorb. While I do that, I'm just going to tell you what foundation I'm going to be using. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD in color 178. This is a great foundation. If you have any blemishes or anything like that, this is the time where you're going to go in and kind of take a mental note, so you know where to add your little bit of concealer later if you can't see it, if you just want extra coverage. I usually like to do my foundation first and then my concealer, so I don't end up wasting product. You apply your foundation first and then your concealer, you can see where you need more coverage. Now if you apply your concealer first, you know, it almost defeats the purpose. So you're just going to go in and stipple that all over your face until you get the desired coverage. I want pretty full coverage, so I may do about 2 or 3 coats of this makeup as it's medium and it's buildable coverage. Okay, so I have 1 coat of the foundation. What I'm going to do next is go in with my Makeup Forever concealer palette number 4. And I'm going to go in with that peach and go around my mouth area, because I want the center of my face to be very bright and attractive, and I do have a little bit of discoloration around my mouth. So I'm just going to go in, blend that out. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit more foundation on my stippling brush, cover that with some foundation and blend it out. Okay, so now that your foundation is basically done, what you're going to do is now go in and highlight. And I'm going to highlight underneath my eye area as well as my forehead and down my nose. What I'm going to use is, again, my Makeup Forever 5-color palette and palette number 4. I'm going to take this middle yellow color right there, and I'm also going to mix that with a little bit of my Chanel Vita Lumiere. And this is in intensity 8.5, and I haven't reviewed this yet because it's a little bit light for me, but I am going to do a review. Now I took some of that yellow concealer and a little bit of that kind of golden based foundation, and I'm mixing them on the back of my hand to create a custom color for the highlight of my face. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to sweep that up my cheekbones, underneath my eye. Naomi has very high cheekbones, so it's very important that you kind of take this in an upward motion. Okay, I'm also going to sweep some in the center of my forehead. And then I'm going to go and blend it out. If you want your highlight to be more intense, you can definitely go in with a very bright yellow toned, or the opposite of your skin tone, or whatever the color of the center of your face is, foundation, concealer, or even a golden highlighter. But I'm going to have to wear this for the rest of the day. Or I don't have to, but I've decided to wear this for the rest of the day. So I'm going to make it very wearable and very approachable. And I'm not going to highlight too intensely. And I'm just going to go in a little bit more. I'm trying to blend it out. And I'm going to do my nose actually separately because I'm going to be using my BHCosmetics for that. Another thing you want to do is take some of that yellow, some of the yellow on your brush tips to your chin. And go along the bottom of your jaw. And that just helps to highlight your cheekbones even more because you're going to have a popping highlight, a contour, and another highlight. It's really going to be flattering on the face. So you're just going to go in and blend that out. I'm going to take some more of this yellow tone concealer on a smaller brush and come on the very inside of my eyes. And I'm going to blend this out with my fingers. Looking up and pulling your face, while it looks funny, it really helps to get the product so it doesn't just sit on top. You need to get it in all the nooks and crannies of your skin. And you're just going to blend it out. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I have a little bit of foundation on this brush, and I'm just going to pat it on top of the highlight just to kind of blend it a little bit more and kind of lend some more of that color, and just blend it. Okay, so the next step is to set your foundation, and I will be using my Black Opal setting powder. And it's pretty much a translucent color. As you can see here, I've got it on my brush. Tap a little off and dust my face lightly. I'm going to be doing the rest of my highlighting and contour with powder products, so it's okay for me to set my face now. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to contour is my face. I'm going to be using this powder from Jordana. It's my Auburn eyebrow powder. But I use it as a contour, and I'm going to take that on my large angled F40 Sigma brush, and I'm basically going to turn my face to the side and lay down my contour, sweeping upward. And you're just going to put that in the hollows of your cheeks, and you're also going to place that right on the side of your temple. Okay? And then you're going to take some on your brush and come along the bottom of your face. Kind of just transfer the color around your face. Okay? And then my next step is to contour my nose. And what I will be using is this brown powder right here from my BHCosmetics palette. I will be using that to contour my nose. And then I will be using these two colors to highlight. Okay? So I'm going to take some of that powder on a shader brush, on a flat shader brush, and this is a Sigma F70, and I'm just going to bring it down the side of my nose straight, going straight through the roundest part of my nose, going just straight through it. Okay, straight through the round part of my nose, straight up into my eyebrows, making sure to keep the brush nice and shapely. Sweeping it down, okay? And next what I'm going to do is take a brush and just fan out the edges and blend it. And when you get to the tip of your nose, you know, you're just going to come inward to kind of reduce the size, and you can see it just gives a somewhat of a more defined look. Okay? So you're going to blend that out. Next thing you're going to do is I have two highlighting shades I showed you. One is a gold and then one is like a pale shimmery white. I'm going to take that first color, that gold, and just sweep it flat down my nose. Like so. Okay? And then I'm going to take it and blend it out. And next, I'm going to take on the very tips of the brush that pale white color and then sweep that down the very, very center of my nose. As you can see. Okay, and I'm going to keep that line very thin and straight up and down. Okay, I know it looks a little ridiculous, but it photographs well and it really helps to define your face. And I'm going to blend that out and up. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of the shimmery gold powder right here, tap a little excess off on the back of my hand, and sweep that toward the center of my cheek and eyes. Just a very little bit, because she's not even so much shimmering, it's more of a glow. So you're going to want to blend that out and up onto your cheekbones. Taking a little bit of foundation and going over top of that gold eyeshadow that I added, and just also patting a little bit of my nose. I'm going to take it down just a little bit. Take a little bit, I have still some of the gold powder on the back of my hand. I'm going to pick up a very little bit and make sure I have some along the sides of my cheekbone. You can mix this with some eyeshadow powder or whatever the case may be. I'm also going to sweep it into my tear duct area. Going to take a little bit of the brush that I had some foundation on with the rest of that gold powder and kind of just press it. Okay, and just get rid of, if I have too much sparkle, just kind of calm it down a little bit. And next I'm just going to go in with a light translucent setting powder on a really fluffy brush, shake off any excess and kind of brush it over my eye face area. My next step is blush, and I will be using Love Thing from MAC. It's a really nice pretty cranberry brush with a little bit of a golden shimmer. I'm going to take that on a blush brush and apply it along the sides of my cheekbones and blend it up. Just blend, blend, blend. And you're going to take it along the sides of your temples as well. I'm going to go in and do my eyebrows, and when I come back I'm going to show you what to do with your lips. Okay, so my eyebrows are done, and if you don't know how to do your eyebrows, I will have an annotation in this video to my eyebrow tutorial. Next, what I'm going to do is highlight my eyebrow, and I'm going to take a very soft kind of red-brown color right here. And I'm going to highlight my eyebrow. And this brush also has like a little bit of concealer on it and a little bit of a shimmer powder. Okay, so I'm just going to go in very lightly and highlight my brows. And then I'm going to blend it out because it's not very noticeable in the picture. Though her brows are darker and her eyebrows are highlighted. I'm just going to do that. Okay, and I know I said that I would do lips when I came back, but I was looking at her eyes and I decided let me just go ahead and do the eyes really fast. And then the next step will to be take a nice black eyeliner and put it on the outer third of your eyes and angle it up. And you can take a little bit on the top outer third of your top lash line. And next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Sigma E30 and smudge that out. Okay, from the looks of the picture, she has like a little bit of a gray going on. So I'm going to take a really deep gray from my palette and I'm going to smudge it out a little bit more. Then I'm going to take a little bit of a pearly bright gray and apply that to my inner tear duct. I'm not going to be using any eyelashes today, so I'm just going to go in with my Josie Maran mascara and give my lashes a little bit of a coat. This is more about the skin, the highlighting, the eyes, and the lips, so I'm not going to add any lashes. And usually when you see really high-end supermodel looks, they're not really so glam with lashes unless they're individuals. And I can't even tell in the picture if she's wearing lashes, but I don't think I will today. Okay, and then the next and last step is the lips. And for my lip liner, I'm going to be using Jordana, and it's called Cabernet, and then I'm going to use Candy Apple from L'Oreal. So I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips with Cabernet. Okay, so my lips are lined with Cabernet, and now I'm just going to blend it out. And this is a Michael's brush, and this is the Low Cornell 7500. Okay, and next I'm gonna go and fill my lips in with Candy Apple from L'Oreal. Okay guys, so this is it for the final look. I hope you like this look very much. Okay guys, so this is it for the final look. As you can see, this look was mainly about the foundation, the contouring, and the skin. And as you can see, it's very, very highlighted. I wish I had time to do my makeup like this every day, because I would. I absolutely love Naomi Campbell. I think she's gorgeous and she's a little crazy. She may throw her cell phone at you. But this is America and we worship beauty, don't we? So, with that being said, I really, really like this look. I hope you do too. For more information, product details, definitely follow my blog at destinygodley.blogspot.com and follow me on Twitter. I am not Tweet Elite. I tweet and follow back. I want to thank you guys as always for commenting, rating, and subscribing. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it to no end. As always, I'll be in touch and hopefully you'll do the same. Bye. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking in the mirror. Stay tuned.